Donald Trump's starting to look like he's panicking. I'm starting to see sweat come down his face. He's starting to look pale, or maybe that's just his dementia. I don't know what kind of side effects dementia come with, but it's looking pretty bad for the president. Poll numbers absolutely tanking, the abysmal. Approval rating 38%. Consumer sentiment the lowest that it has been in 50 years. Every economic indicator going in the wrong direction. Trumpy is starting to look like he's panicking. He's out there giving a speech talking about he wants to fire Jerome Powell and that rates need to come down. You only pressure the Fed to bring down rates when you think there's a problem with the economy. When you want to put more money circulating into the economy, right? Because you think that there is an issue. You only pressure the Fed when you're worried. You only pressure the Fed when you're panicking. So let's take a look at Donald Trump talking about how we need to fire Jerome Powell and that he knows better than Jerome Powell and all the analysts at the Fed. Take a look.
Mortgage rates are down despite the Fed. I mean, Scott, you got to work in this guy. He's got some real mental problems. No, there's something wrong with him. It's just sweet. I'd be honest, I'd love to fire his ass. You got to work on him, Scott. The only thing Scott's blowing it on is the Fed. Because the Fed, the rates are too high, Scott. And if you don't get it fixed fast, I'm going to fire your ass.
So while Donald Trump is telling everyone he wants to fire Jerome Powell, looking very sweaty, slurring his speech a little bit, he's spreading propaganda online, all over Truth Social, saying how everything is perfect, inflation's down, and that we've got nothing to worry about, yet you're pressuring the Fed and rolling back all your tariffs to bring down prices for the holiday season. Take a look at this. Every price is down, he said Thursday. Everything is way down, he said at another Thursday event. Prices are down under the Trump administration, and they're down substantially, he said Friday, adding everybody knows that it's far less expensive under Trump than it was under sleepy Joe Biden, and the prices are way down. Isn't it funny he writes like a petulant child, like he's a fifth grader? Actually, consumer sentiment is at a 50-year low because everybody knows how disastrous Trump's economy is. So actually, everybody doesn't know how inexpensive things are because it's factually false. I love how he just comes out and says things that's completely easily falsifiable, right? It's just blatantly false and a lie. So while he's spreading this nonsense on Truth Social, he's panicking, trying to fire the head of the Fed. It's so pathetic. Take a look at this. Trump claimed Friday, we have almost no inflation. We're down now to 2%. Lie. He said at the same event, inflation is almost non-existent, right? So at the same time, he's going out panicking, trying to fire the Fed, lying on Truth Social, right? Trying to paint a picture like everything is fine, everything is okay. J.D. Vance, see, the lies are so persistent in the Trump administration that they all like contradict each other. They can't keep up with all the lies. So while Donald Trump is going out and saying that inflation is taken care of and everything is fine, J.D. Vance is saying the complete opposite. Like, we understand that inflation is bad and that things are bad right now, but just give us more time. Be patient. Take a look at this clip.
It's going to take a little bit of time to fix that problem. And so if you're an American who's just struggling to get by, you work hard, you pay your taxes, you want your kids to have good opportunities, and the price of eggs goes from $2 a dozen to $8 a dozen under the Biden administration, and then under the Trump administration, it goes from $8 a dozen to maybe $6.50 a dozen. Well, to you, that is still a major problem. And even though we've made incredible progress, we understand that there's a lot more work to do. And the thing that I'd ask for the American people is a little bit of patience.
So if that wasn't enough to prove that they are panicking behind the scenes while Donald Trump can't get his messaging right with J.D. Vance, they're completely stepping on each other's toes. Take a look at CNBC. They're saying that inflation is not down, it's up, right? So even CNBC, right, is acknowledging the fact that inflation is not at 2%, that inflation hasn't been taken care of, right? It's still a problem. Take a look at this clip.
The president is constantly saying prices have come down. Now, inflation is still 3%. It's still too high. Now, oil prices, energy prices, there are certain things where they have come down. But when you keep saying prices are falling That's not true.
A more precise way to say it, though, Joe, is that purchasing power has gone up. And so real wages, that's W divided by P for our technical people in the audience, have gone up by about $1,200 this year. So the way to think about it is that we've dug a $3,000 hole because of Biden policies, and we've gained $1,200 on the way out already, which should give you a great deal of hope for the future.
Kevin Hassett is just blabbing nonsense and saying, well, yeah, inflation is not fully taken care of, but, purchasing power. Yeah, wages haven't kept up with inflation since 1970, and any real gains in purchasing power is being completely wiped off the map by Trump's tariffs, which by definition are inflationary. So inflation is just destroying any real gains that Americans are making, right? And so this is all nonsense. And Americans know this. Americans know this. That's why consumer sentiment is so bad, right? Like the worst in 50 years, right? Take a look at this. While all of this is going on, while we're having an affordability crisis in this country, while people can't afford food to put food on the table and feed their family, look at what Trump's doing. He's posting memes of him as a king with Democratic lawmakers kneeling at his feet. This guy is so deranged, like a petulant child, or like dementia is starting to kick in. This is unpresidential, completely unpre. Can you imagine if Obama posted a picture like this of him and Mitch McConnell, of him being a king and Mitch McConnell and all the Republicans bowing to his knees? Obama would have been crucified. This is beyond unpresidential. This is what children do. This is what petulant children do. More, take a look at this. I love the smell of deportations, pretending like Chicago's getting napalmed and he's just rounding up people like a dictator, army general coming in and like rounding people up and shipping them out. This is like kids stuff. I feel like this he has never graduated high school. Trump, his mentality, like this is the map that he should be showing. This is the thing that he should be showing on Truth Social. Take a look at this. All right, 23 states already in recession, 11 on the brink of recession. Why don't you tweet this, Mr. President, instead of your stupid 5-year-old memes? Here's CNN, and people, they're gonna show on CNN consumer sentiment, right? Like how they feel about the price of groceries, right? So it'll be, just to let you know, it'll be the complete opposite of what Trump's saying on Truth Social. How they feel about groceries. And she'll also show the president's approval rating, which is equally abysmal. Take a look at this clip.
Okay, that's just not the reality. America's economy is struggling. If you look at the Fed's beige book recently, you could have up to 80% of the United States already in a recession right now. And Americans are experiencing prices that are rising, continue to rise, and they certainly feel that they have risen. A new poll, in fact, shows that 75% of Americans say that grocery prices have gone up in the past 6 months. Only 12% say they've gone down, and perception is reality when it comes to the economy. A new Reuters Ipsos poll shows Trump's overall approval rating at 38%, the lowest so far of his second term, and that's just one of at least 5 polls in recent days showing Trump at his lowest approval rating.
There you go. President's approval rating sitting at 38%. Absolutely abysmal. The liar-in-chief, petulant child, Donald Trump, lying on Truth Social. They lie so much, him and JD can't even get on the same page. That's what happens when your administration is built on lies. They don't even, that you stop communicating because there's so many lies, you can't keep up with it. JD Vance is going out there saying that everything is, we get it, that everything's bad, but we're working on it. Donald Trump's going out there saying everything's fine. Carolyn Levitt's going out there saying everything's fine. The next day she's going out there saying, hey, we need to work on something. It's complete and utter chaos coming from this administration since day one because they can't tell the truth. They can't tell the truth. If they just leveled with the American people, they would get way further, right? This is what happens when you have a liar and con man as president. They can't even level with the American people and just tell us the truth. Anyway, if you believe in economic justice, if you believe in fighting for the working class, that's what this channel is about. I would really appreciate if you would subscribe. Like the video, comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think about this whole situation. But anyway, I'll see you in the next one. I really appreciate it.